unprecedented and not scripted at all. And I should really change my board, but who cares right now, right? There are so many people on the internet, and someone asked me a really good question. Why do people want to listen to you? Did you really tell them that you actually have a physical miracle? And I was like, oh my God, I never think about that because I live my life. So we're going to clarify a few things. Hello, my name's Christina. I was given up for adoption when I was 5 months old, or born, and then adopted when I was 5 months old. I have always been able to see non-physical energy and angels and talk to Jesus. Jesus appeared to me in my bathroom when I was 4 years old. I became obsessed with the Bible. I would walk around with the Bible and I would go to the swimming pool, and where people were checking in their valuables, I'm checking in my Bible. Right? I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, my Bible was my thing. But I, as a very small child, was obsessed with this book. Now, where are we going with this? What do you care? Who cares about the Bible? What's the miracle word? Bear with me. From a very small age to now, my entire life has been lined up to prove God, Jesus, and ETs, and angels, and non-physical energy, but I didn't know that's what my life was lined up to do. Well, to prove love. Here's the weird part for me, is I get all this stuff non-verbally, and now I've been trained for 5 years. 5 years, that's like beyond a college education. For the past 5 years, 2012 to 2017, trained how to put it into words. I'm not alone. We've got Abraham Hicks, who's been channeling non-physicals and finding the words. Now we have lots of channels that channel everything from Archangel Michael to whatever. And thank the Lord, because I was alone for way beyond all this. And actually, people thought I was nuts, but I got used to that. So, okay, back it up. A dear friend of mine was like, have you explained to people this? Like, how you actually worked a physical miracle, and that the only reason you could do it was because prior to that you had been prepared for it? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Her question is genius. My ability to see it through your eyes is a challenge. So I'm working really hard here to see it that way, and I'm getting there. Here's the deal. Ha 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 ha. Trying to find a shortcut to all this. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. In 2012, I voluntarily had a partial knee replacement after 25 years of being a waitress. The surgeon who, in my opinion at the time, talked me into it, literally, I made him take a pen and draw a line on my knee, like, how long is the scar going to be? How long will it take to heal? Because I love my legs. I have hyperextensive double jointed legs, like a dancer, like super, super flexible. And he was like, don't worry, you'll be up and running and flexible in 3 weeks. Well, it didn't go that way. I went from, he drew like a 3-inch scar, and I'm hoping you can see it on camera. It became from here all the way up to here, a 14-inch scar. And after the surgery, he yelled at me and said I should never have had this done because my bones are too soft and this, that, and the other. I'm crippled. The guy literally left me crippled. My leg couldn't bend beyond that. And he was basically like, tough shit, lady, sorry about your luck. So I quit physical therapy because every time I went, I could hear this plastic and metal grinding on itself. It was the most disgusting sound I've ever heard in my life. So I stopped going. I called every surgeon in the country to ask if there was any way to alleviate my pain. They all said no. I contacted Aaron Brockovich, who said, I'd be happy to sue you. Not sue me, but sue him. Because it turned out, after the surgery, I found out I have a genetic disorder. That means plastic and metal can kill me. But I didn't know that because I was adopted, so I didn't know my genetic history. Yay me. I mean, it just was like, it couldn't get worse. So after everyone was like, gee, I'm sorry, your life's over, you're gonna walk the cane for the rest of your life, you're fucked. I was mortally depressed, and with my 2 boys, my 2 little boys, I would lie in bed at night and I would cry. And I'm not going back there. But I just went back there for half a second, so let's go back to the fast forward. I could never shower with the lights on because to look at the stitches and everything, just, it was too much. My legs were beautiful, and now they were horrific in under 24 hours. So I got into my bathtub one night in the dark, and I said, Jesus, you know, you came to me in a bathroom when I was a little girl, and you told me that you're carrying me. I still don't really understand what that means, but you also told everybody that as I have done, so can you, and more. I need you. I need you. I need you to come here right now and teach me how to work a miracle so I can walk again and be with my kids, because I can't go the rest of this lifetime trying to be a mom with no dads in their lives on a daily basis and take care of them if I can't walk. I mean, we need to ride bikes. We need to like run through the woods. We need to be a family. And I'm sorry, I don't know what to do, and I'm terrified. And I just was weeping and weeping, and my leg couldn't bend. And then 3 beautiful things happened all almost simultaneously. Number 1, in the dark, the water lit up like a blue light. Number 2, Jesus showed up right on my right side in the air. Number 3, this little girl who was a memory of myself on like a different timeline showed up in front of me. She was laughing her ass off, which I was offended by in the moment. The water was like full of stars, and Jesus was stern with me, and he said, shut up, stop freaking out. You planned for this, and you're gonna prove everything I ever said. We're a team. You planned for this. Now shut up and calm down and listen to me, and I'm gonna train you how to make the elements bend to your will. In that moment, believe me, I didn't believe anybody. Even though my bath water was lit up like stars, with stars, there's an angel literally sitting in the bathtub staring back at me saying, it's okay, we'll fix you. And Jesus himself is right there. I'm still freaking out because my knee won't bend. And I remember saying, sorry, I fucked this up. And he's like, you didn't fuck it up. You got it all right. Just trust us. Trust us. I mean, your bathroom's full of light. Trust the light. I will train you. And of course I believed him. And the hardest part in that moment was the hardest thing I ever learned in my life was healing yourself and learning how this stuff works is literally a breath by breath, moment by moment by moment, cell splitting, expanding, DNA directing experience on a conscious level. Because when you're a baby, it just whoosh, it just happens. But when you okay, I didn't screw up. He keeps telling me, stop saying you're screwed up. But when you get directed in a way that isn't serving you and you need to shift the whole thing, you have to take conscious control of your cellular structure and direct it. And you can, because I did, but it's literally moment to moment to moment, to cell by cell by cell. And they will listen to you. They will respond. So, you know, I can't even do this in a camera, but I'm double jointed again. Oh, there's the scar. You can see it. It was insane what I couldn't do, but now it's insane what I can do. So my friend was like, you need to explain to people that where you started with all of this was crippled, and the reason you're making these videos isn't like you're another life coach or something. You're literally a person that figured out molecular physics on a cellular level that even now doctors are like, that's not possible. I can run, I can skate, I can dance, I can I want to do this on camera, but if I had to, I could put my leg behind my head. I can do yoga. My legs are they bend backwards. It bends backwards again with plastic and metal in there, which is medically impossible. But it's God possible. So I wanted to make this so that people understand the reason I make these videos is to not just explain to you how the cosmos works, but that it works on a molecular level, not just playing with the consciousness and the grand awakening on that level, but like you can apply this so that you have longevity, you have physical health that you didn't think you could have. Your body's listening to you. Your Cryon says it best. Your cellular structure is listening to you. It responds. And it loves you beyond your wildest dreams. And it is you and it's not you. It's... No, that's not even fair. Let's be straight up. When it says in the Bible that Jesus is the firstborn of the dead, that's in the first chapter of Revelation, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Jesus Christ, the firstborn of the dead. What that means is when the nothing wakes up and realizes it exists, it has a relationship with itself. You're a nothing, I'm a nothing. And you have to kind of stop yourself and create a boundary here, like the edges of your own universe, and start to focus on your own self and resonate your own song, your own true DNA nature. And that expands. When you're going around looking for yourself or looking for love or looking for what Abraham Hicks calls your balance is your skin. Just stop at the edge of yourself and be okay in there. And love this, because this is all you get. This is all you are. And the other stuff is like your friends and your family and your cats and your dogs and your tools and your pens and your fun and your cameras and everything. And love them too, but love you first so that you can communicate with the whole universe within yourself. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? So you want to develop that ability to communicate with yourself, the you that is you, so that you have longevity, you have life, you have health. What more do you want? And you'll get other stuff too, but that's your foundation, you know, that's your cornerstone. So that's the backstory of my story. And as to why I make these videos is in 2012, I was crippled by a surgeon, and I spent 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, into 2016. It took to the end of 2015 for me to be certified a medical miracle by my doctor, who was just like blown away. His own wife had the same surgery I have and she's nowhere near where I am in terms of flexibility. And when he said that's, you know, medically impossible, and I said, would you call it a medical miracle? He's like, yeah. That was the only confirmation I needed for the work that I did, especially after quitting physical therapy and never going back. I never went back to the surgeon. And I apologize, Aaron Brockovich, that I didn't sue him. When I saw Jesus in my bathroom, I made a spiritual decision that money, walking, money. I really would love to have the money, but I'm really going to need to walk. And so I left the money by the side of the road so that I could make it down the road. So you guys, that's my backstory about why I make these videos. Oh, and so how does the secrets of the universe feed into all of this? Well, the only way I figured all this shit out was I had to comprehend all the secrets of the universe, all the levels of consciousness, all the ETs. All the ETs are amazing, by the way. Extraterrestrials are literally the entities that manage the terrestrial, which is like the physical realities that you can't see. But they're always here. They're the... biblically speaking, they're the Abrahams and the Jesuses. That's a whole nother story. God, I could go into this for so ever. But anyway, it all makes sense, by the way, when you deconstruct the Bible. And when Jesus told me I had planned for this to prove him, it all added up. To prove that you can move mountains, to prove that everything is God, communicating with God. I am so honored that I was crippled to be able to prove Jesus. Wow, what more do you want from a lifetime, right? So what I got out of all of it was, of course, the ability to walk, but the words and the proof of not just the Bible, not just Egypt, not just my lifetime, but your lifetime, and all of creation, the entire universe showed up to teach me how they communicate with each other. And that's what all my videos are meant to be about, is like how what I was given the opportunity to learn can serve you. I feel like there's a question out there nagging. So, Christina, what does this mean? Oh, so biblically speaking, God promises Abraham that all of his seed will be given the land, which is earth. And what Jesus taught me through my healing was I'm this weird, blessed bridge of proving in words how that actually played out already. And now, on this point in our timeline, all the invisibles, which are the Abrahams that led to Jesus, because I don't know if Jesus is sitting in your bathroom physically. He wasn't even physical in mine. But how all the masters of light are always managing this planet and no one can mess with it anymore, because once Jesus got called back to the planet, and apparently I was the one who called him back according to him. I'm not putting that out there as my own. I'm putting it out there from him. He was like, now that somebody literally demanded that I come back and teach, I'm back to teach, and I'm not leaving. So when it says in Revelation that God will come and live with his people, live among his people, he's back for good. I had a memory of, so many memories of him and me entangled across, look at fly, entangled across time and space, that he said to me, the only reason you trust me the way you trust me is because I am carrying you. I am you. I'm your body, but I'm also everybody's body because I am the one. But it took a lot of faith. His words to me, it took a lot of faith for you to be that demanding and believing that you could trust me, him, that I could trust him to move mountains so that I could walk again. Now, when I asked him to come back, I wasn't asking him on the sense of like, I want to prove God to the world. I was asking him as a humble, scared mother, like, I got to do this for my kids. And he's like, oh yeah, you're going to do this for your kids, but you're going to do this for all of my kids. And I was like, whatever you want, just point me in the right direction, please, God. And so he downloaded all of his secrets and all the Bible and all of the universe. And I was like, holy cow. But not just holy cow in terms of the information I've received, but holy cow in terms of his love, his compassion. He will show up in a heartbeat for anybody. But bigger than that, if you have a problem in your life, you're not going to digest this very well, because I couldn't in the beginning, but once I got past the pain and into health, I can now. He's hilarious, and he's insane. He's insane. God is crazy. God does not like it when people think they've got him figured out, and he will kick your ass. He will kick your ass to prove the fact that you can't kick his, and it's really kind of funny. So that's the end of this video for now, but I will give you one God ass kicking funny for fun. Have you ever looked on the back of a silver dollar? Can we get that into focus? We can. I'm gonna wait for it. On the back of a silver dollar is an eagle with an olive branch landing on the moon. In the book of Revelation is a woman standing on the moon, and she's about to give birth to the first light being, the first sun. Now, that gets a little complicated, but the first child of God is also the Prince of Peace. That eagle is carrying, she's standing on the moon. And she later gets carried away by the wings of eagles. And I was looking at this one day and I'm like, peace. It's about world peace. It's about being able to be in your own body, allow the sun, the light of whatever lights are around you, reflect back to you what you're doing in there, show you where you're at, from perfect peace. My peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, the comforter. He's so powerful that even whoever designed this didn't even know it, but they're doing his will. That's how powerful he is. People have been used like puppets and pawns. Not because we're puppets and pawns, but because we're tools. We're emanate. You can't get away from God. It all comes from the same thing. It all feeds back into the same thing to prove himself. So we'll get into details like that about dollar bills and what people call the Illuminati, and you're all so afraid about as if there's some secret society. I don't give a shit if there's secret societies out there. They don't know half of what God knows. So don't be afraid of them, ever. Not in a million years. It's all one thing. It's all feeding back into itself. It's all serving love, lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And yes, horrible things have happened because people with free will have made non-loving choices. But that is sometimes how we learn. Hanging Jesus up on a cross is kind of a not so loving choice. But we learned a lot from that. And we can honor that and thank that lesson and move past it and move into thousands of years of peace because we all know better now. So thank you, Katie, for prompting me to put it out there. Like, why do I make these videos? And seriously, what do I know about miracles and stuff? Well, I've lived one, and I've downloaded at least 50,000 hours of ET information and Jesus information and past, present, and future insights to what we're all doing here. And I'm giving back to the Lord of Light and Lords of Light and Archangels and ETs and plants and flowers and animals a thank you for letting me be able to walk by validating everything that you guys want to know and have questions about. Oh, and by the way, Jesus was teaching physics. Pretty cool. He was teaching physics. We'll get to that. All right, good night. It's late. I'm usually in bed by now.